Hi folks, in today's video we're going to be de-restricting this 30-mile-an-hour Piaggio Vespa ET2. Keep watching. Right, now I'm lucky enough to have the engine out of this one. Not that it matters, you can do everything that I'm going to show you in this video to it in the actual bike. The three things that we've got to look at here or address that could be restricting this moped to 30 miles an hour is in the carburetor, in the front of the variator, and also in the exhaust. Now, as I say, the old exhaust that was on this one was broken. I actually purchased a new exhaust for it about 4 years ago when I actually started stripping this bike down. And the restriction, what you'll probably find in the carburetor, is on the back of the inlet of the carb. There's normally a brass plate on there. That can be pulled off. That's what we're finding on this one. The variator, we've got to undo the front nut of the variator here. Take this gear mechanism off and you'll find a little spacer in there. We take that spacer off. That allows the variator to operate at its full function. And the third restriction you'll probably find is going to be in the exhaust. Now that can be of two ways. Here's an exhaust system here, for example. This isn't a direct replacement for the Piaggio Vespa. This is an aftermarket one. But what you will find is if you purchase them here in the UK, or they are restricted, the original one could have a tube coming off here which goes elsewhere. And what you have to do is to cut that tube and flatten it off so that doesn't vent any of the exhaust gases off elsewhere. Or the second type of restriction can be actually in the actual opening of the exhaust as well. And if you look at this one here, don't forget this is a brand new pattern exhaust. I don't know whether or not you can actually see there, but there's actually a little cone that's actually been welded in there, and it's only spot welded in, so we're going to have to grind off the actual cone inside and withdraw the little cone that's sitting inside there. Some of them have a ring, a restrictor ring, but in this one it's actually in the tube, and they've just spot welded it in a couple of places, and that's what's restricting this exhaust. So this definitely needs de-restricting. Looking at the variator here, you might see there's a washer, or what looks like a washer, and that's got to come out. That will de-restrict the variator. On the inlet from the carburetor, in fact if I look in there, I don't know whether you can actually see it or not. There we go, we can get a good look at it there just by taking the air filter off. Can you see that brass plate in there? That brass plate has to come off as well. So we've got all three restrictions on this scooter. So we're going to start off by removing the actual carburetor now and getting off that brass plate. So let's do that now. Right, so first of all I'm going to take this airbox section off here now. The cover of it is obviously taken off at the moment, so I'm just going to undo this front Phillips screw here just to make access a bit easier. And then you'll probably find that you can pull and wiggle and just pull this air box off like that. Put that to one side. On the back of this carburetor is the brass plate which I was telling you about. So we're just going to get a screwdriver and just prise this off. And as you can see, I'm just going to get a little screwdriver there. There, look, just lift it off. And there we go, that comes off that easily. Look, that's the little restrictor plate which stops the airflow or maximum airflow coming into the back of the carb. So once we've actually finished the work on the carb, the variator and also the exhaust, as we've got more air coming in and more air going out via the exhaust, we need to increase the main jet size. So I've actually upgraded the main jet, and the way we do that is obviously we've got to take the float bowl off on the carb, and to do that you really want to undo the little clamp that holds the carb to your inlet tube, and then just spin it upside down. I'm just undone that clamp there, and you should be able to just pull your carb out of the inlet tube like that, and literally just turn it up the other way. And what you've got is a plastic fuel bowl and also the two straight screws, which I'm just going to undo. Now if you're doing this on the bike, obviously you're going to get petrol come out. You have got a drain screw there which you can drain the carburetor bowl out first, or you will get petrol sort of flowing out everywhere. So I'm just going to undo these two screws, and under these two screws obviously there's going to be a gasket. So if you haven't got a replacement gasket, just be very careful when you take the float bowl off that you don't pull and damage the gasket. So there we go, I'm just going to lift that out like that, And that's the float bowl, and as you can see I haven't disturbed the gasket at all, although the gasket normally sits in the groove there. At the moment it's still sitting on the actual carb, so I might actually take that off and put it back into its groove. So once we've done that, this is our main jet there, so I'm now going to remove that. And when you do that, make sure you get a good size screwdriver, the correct size of the actual slot, otherwise you could chew these little brass screws up. So this is the main jet right in the middle. I'm just going to confidently just undo that and withdraw it. Make sure you don't drop it. And on here you should have a number printed on here, and this should tell you the size of the main jet. This one, the one that's in there is a 53. I thought it was a 60, so I actually went out and purchased a 65. Well, it didn't actually fit, so lucky enough I had a few jets floating about, as you can probably see there. I've got some there, and the only one I've got is a 66 that fits this thread. It's a different thread, so I'm going to try and put the 66 thread in there, and hopefully that will do the job. So let me put the float ball back on. Right, so we've got the float ball back on now. Be careful not to over tighten them screws because it is plastic after all. We'll make sure that your gasket is sitting down correctly, which it is in this case. So we're going to have to give this a go. I don't know whether or not this is going to be okay, the fuel mix. What we've got to do afterwards when we run the bike is to do what you call a plug chop. What we'd have to do is to run the bike along the road at a constant speed, then we just turn the ignition off, and then we'll take the plug out and see what colour the plug is. That will denote whether or not the mixture's too rich or too lean. So that's what we'll have to do afterwards. But for the moment I'm going to leave that one in. That's a size 66. The original was a 53. We are going to be taking all 3 restrictions out, as you know, so hopefully that will be okay. So all you've got to do now is just to put this back in place, and I'm just going to put this in the airbox back on, and then we'll move on to the next piece. I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay then, so we've got the carb back in now. We've put the air filter box back on, and what we're going to tackle now is we're going to look at the variator and hopefully find that little washer which we saw earlier on and take that out. So what you can normally do, you've got to lock the engine up because this variator wheel is turning. It's correct. That is the actual crank there, so we need to lock that. Now you can get a tool which spans across these 2 fixings here with a couple of teeth on it, and they marry up to this, and you put the 2 bolts in there and that locks that flywheel. I haven't got one of them, so I'm just going to use the air gun here, and this should hopefully whiz it off. There we go. It's alright when you've got the proper tools. So I'm just going to undo that nut there like that. Try and keep everything in order with the way it comes off so you know where you are. And that comes off next, and then you've got the actual main sprocket itself. Pulls that off like that. And just underneath the belt, if we take the belt off now, we don't need to take the actual variator out. What you've got is a spindle, and then you've got this little collar there. Now that's the thing we want to remove. That is the restriction on the variator. So we just remove that. We put the variator pulley back on over the sprocket like that, and put everything back on as it was, just without that thing on. And this nut I'm going to clean up, and I'm going to put some Loctite nut lock in there, so I'm just going to do that first. But first of all, clean the threads off first, because you don't want this coming off, otherwise you lose all drive to your back wheel, and you don't want to damage this thread as well, as I say, because this actually is the end of the crankshaft itself. I've seen these before where people have put these on, these have come loose, and then this ring gear just spins and spins, and before you know it you've damaged everything. So just be careful what you're doing with that. So I've got some thread lock here. Just get some on there. Don't need to go too mad with this. Put a nut back on, and then torque it up to the specific torque. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to have to go and check online, so I'm going to do that now. There we go. There we go. That's done. Not the right way to do it, but sometimes you just got to use what you got. That's torqued up now. The thread lock's going to hold that in place, and we've removed the little restrictor. So the next thing to look at now is going to be the exhaust system. So let's get on to that. Right then, so I found one of my old Dremels. I don't know how long it's going to last. I've had 2 Dremels I've got here, both of them I thought weren't working. This one seems to have some sort of juice left in it. Don't know how long it's going to last, so I'm going to try and grind these little welds out there. We'll withdraw that cone and then I'll show you it, so just bear with me with this one. Starting to smoke, look at that. I know. Let me turn it over. I might just have done enough on that one. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. No, that's that one gone for Burton. Right, let's try and grind it out with this drill. Right, let's just see if we can move it. There we go, one side cracked. This side's still in place, I think. Right, I've cracked the weld. All I've got to do is now smooth out the side of this side so that, let me show you. I don't know whether you can see that there, but I've broke the weld now. So I've just got to smooth down that little ridge there and then stick something in. I should be able to pull it out past that weld because that weld is just protruding a little bit. So I'm just going to sand that down and I'll see you in a minute. There we go. There we go, look at that. Broke two little welds that was holding that on. That is a little cone which restricts it down, and as you can see we've now got it out of there and there's no more restriction in that pipe, as you can see. Right, so looking at the size of this restrictor in the exhaust, the restricted size of it is actually 12mm, so that's all you're getting breathing through the exhaust. And once you take the restrictor out, you open it up to 20mm. So from 12mm, opened it to 20mm to give you full bore of the internal diameter of the exhaust. So literally over half restriction you've got in these exhausts. Right, so what we've got now is a de-restricted moped. That is the carburetor restrictor plate on the back of the carb on the air intake side. That was the ring coming off the front crankshaft part of the variator. We've removed that, and this was what was sitting inside our aftermarket exhaust, and we've just removed that as well. Don't forget we've also increased the size of our main jet. There was a 53 in this one. I've put a 66 in it. I'm not too sure whether that's going to be correct. I'm going to have to do a plug chop and do a test afterwards. So most of your 50cc Piaggio mopeds are probably going to be the same as this on the Italian mopeds. There is one more restriction on a different type of moped you might have heard, and that is where you cut the pink wire to the electronic ignition. That is only on the Chinese mopeds. This isn't a Chinese moped, this is an Italian moped. So if you do come across that scenario, that is only for the Chinese mopeds. Anyway, hope you got something out of this video, and we'll see you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.